What's good, y'all? It's Ali back at it again with another YouTube video in which I give you guys mental models you can use to become extremely successful and accomplish all the goals you are after. So let's get right into it. So today we're talking about power, because in order to become successful, you need power, you need strength, you need capability, you need skill, right? You need to be able to have skills and abilities in order to accomplish things, to gain outcomes, to gain status, fame, wealth, physical good looks. To have all these things, you need power. But how do we gain power? How do we become powerful, right? All men want power, right? We love conquest. We love taking over things. It's built in our DNA as men. We crave power no matter what. But we only kind of look at it from a external standpoint. As I just mentioned, wealth, fame, status, right? We see the external. But in order to have the external power or for it to be shown or displayed, you need to have internal power first. You need to have it in your mind. So how do you gain power in your mind? And that brings us in to the definition for power in the context of you achieving your goals. And that is, when you have power, it's blaming yourself for everything in your life. Okay. It's super important for you guys to do this. You actually have no choice. This isn't a debate. This isn't a negotiation. This shit is actually a hostile takeover, bro. It's a hostile takeover. And the reason why this gives you so much power, and honestly, all your potential lies in this, is because when you're blaming yourself for everything, that means what? You gain the ability to solve problems. If nothing is your fault, then that means nothing can be solved. Nothing can be gained. You can only become a winner if you know that you're a loser. If you don't know you're a loser, how do you become a winner? Right? It's a state of being. It's like when you're a winner, you have things. When you're a loser, you don't have anything. But if you don't know you're a loser, that means you're sitting here and assuming you actually have things, right? So you want to actually know you're a loser. You want to make everything your fault so you can ensure you're always gaining things, right? If you want ability, you have to know you lack it. But what a lot of you niggas do, unfortunately, which is so stupid and why you guys are so weak and you're never going to be able to reach your max potential, is because you're like, you know what? The reason why I don't have this ability, the reason why I don't have this money, this status or whatever, is because my mom didn't raise me right. You know, mom didn't raise me right. You know, she did things for me that didn't really benefit me or whatever. You know, my dad wasn't around. It's my dad, bro. My dad wasn't around in my life. He didn't teach me these things that I needed to be taught or whatever. And for that reason, I'm just not going to be able to win. Or I live in this country where I don't really have the opportunities that other guys have. So, you know, because I don't got that shit, that's why I'm not going to win. Or that guy has more talent than I do. So, you can't really do shit about that, right? So that's why I'm just going to stay unsuccessful. You know, this will be y'all in like when you're in the retirement home, when you guys are like 80 years old, 70 years old, it's going to be you niggas. You're going to be sitting there and just be like, yeah, that's why I didn't win. You know, I want to become successful, but you know, all these different things were problems. Great. Fine, nigga. I don't care. It's no skin off my back if that's how you want to live your life. If you're like, you know, I don't want to blame myself for anything, right? I don't want to blame myself. It's not my fault. It's not my fault, bro. Look, I can give you this long, detailed essay for why all these things are not my fault. I'm like, okay, nigga, fine. But you still want to win, right? I guess, yeah, I do. So this entire long list of things that you're saying, oh, it's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's fault. How does any of that make you win? Well, I guess it doesn't, Ali. I'm like, yeah, you stupid nigga. Of course it doesn't. So even if it makes sense for who you're blaming, even if you've been through abuse or whatever trauma or whatever you want to call it, and you're like, these are all really good reasons as to why I should not be winning, as to why I should not be gaining more power, right? It doesn't matter because you still want to win. So how do you overcome all the bullshit? You just blame yourself. Because as I just said, and even before that, so the actionable step is what? Literally exactly that. Blame yourself. You have to start doing this literally now, today, as I'm speaking. Think about all the things. I'm telling you, because this shit, bro, this has been a game changer in my life. But think about all the things, bro. Think about all the things you blame other people for in your life. You're like, oh, I can't have this because of this, or this person, or that person. Think about all these people. And be like, you know what? No. This is my fault. This is my fault. This is my fault. Because what's crazy is when you start doing this, now you're like, oh shit. I can just solve the problem now. You're like, you know what? No, it's not my mom's fault. It's not going to be my mom's fault. It's not because she didn't raise me right. That's why I'm not going to win. You know what? Okay, what can I do? What do I have available to me? What are the resources I have? My mom didn't do the best job ever. So let me see what I can do. What do I have available to me? Right? I have the internet. I guess I could go search up Ali on YouTube and he could be teaching me about all these success tips that I was never taught because my dad wasn't around. I guess I could do that. You go and do that. You find my channel. You start learning this shit. You start getting stronger. Right? So definitely do that shit. You should be doing that shit regularly. But understand, that's how you start solving problems. You cannot solve a problem you never give yourself. You have to blame yourself. This is where all the power and potential lies, bro. When you're like, okay, this is my fault. Okay, this is my fault now. This is my fault. Now it's like the world becomes your oyster all of a sudden because there's nothing you're willing to give to anyone. You went from originally being like, saying shit is my fault is the worst thing ever because you feel the pain. Don't get it twisted. When you're like, you know what, this is my fault. You feel the pain. You feel it. You're like, damn. It hurts. But the thing is, now you can solve the problem. That's the whole beauty of this whole situation. So you're like, you know what? Yeah, this fucking hurts to say this shit is my fault. But now that it is, I can start solving problems. And then you know what happens is when you start doing this and you've solved problems, it's funny because you've already done this before in the past with previous goals that you've accomplished, right? You blamed yourself for something. You realized you lacked a certain ability, right? The reason why you didn't make your varsity soccer team is because you didn't train hard enough. So you're like, okay, well, if I trained harder, I should probably make the team. You trained harder, then the next year you made the team, for example. Understand? So it's like you understand that when you take responsibility for something, you gain power. But for some reason, you guys only do this in small increments when it should just be everything. You should just push it to the extreme because now you're all powerful and there's nothing you can't have in this life. So you're like, okay, boom. Now everything is my fault. I can process things and be like, okay, I need to fix this. I need to fix that. I need to fix this. I need to fix that. And at first, making everything your fault, like I was saying before, it hurts. But after, you solve one problem, you're like, okay, I solved that problem now. I gained that skill. I gained that ability I was lacking. I was watching all these channels. I was binge watching it all. I gained all these abilities. And now my life's getting better. So what happens? It creates this beautiful cycle where you want to go in and out of your way to blame yourself now. Now you're just itching for something to blame yourself for. Because when you do, boom, you could solve the problem now. You want to go in and out of your way to avoid blaming anyone now. You'll do whatever it takes to never be a victim because you've tasted what it feels like to make everything your fault. And that's what power is internally. This is power in the mind. And the beauty is also too, once you have this power in your mind, you gain the power in real life. All men, and this would be one of the last things I say, all men who have reached the pinnacle of anything in their lives, they started doing this. This is the first thing they had to do in their mind, or they would have never accomplished what they've accomplished. And they know that. You'll also hear a lot of men talk about this. I realize that it's on me. They'll say shit like that. They're like, I realize it's all on me. Or I realize, I had no choice. It was on me. There was no one coming to save me. It was up to me, right? I had to do this. I had no other choice but to blame myself. And they won. So what does that tell you? You should just do the same shit to get the same results. Yep. So that's what it is, guys. You just got to blame yourself if you want to become powerful. If you sit here and you say, I have the most potential in my bloodline. Well, no, you don't, nigga, if you're not blaming yourself for everything. But once you do this, yes, you do. It's all up to you, bro. It's a simple decision. And we want to make it seem like it's more complicated than it really is. When it's just got to be your fault. And this shit has fundamentally changed my life. So I definitely think it could change y'all's. So if you fucked with this, if this instantly already made sense and you're like, damn, Ali, this is facts. I'm fucking with this. Like the damn video. Because you and billions of other men across the planet would mess with this too then. So like the video. So this gets more reach and more guys can see this. And I can keep cooking harder and harder and harder for more men out there. So I can become more powerful, from a status and wealth standpoint, of course. But also because I'm already powerful because I accept this and I love doing this. You know what I'm saying? And of course, subscribe too. Because I'll keep cooking with this. And if you already like this, you're going to like more shit. So subscribe, like and subscribe. Do both of that shit. And we'll keep cooking. We'll keep making these vids and keep making sure that you become more and more powerful. So with that being said, I'll catch y'all boys in the next YouTube video. Deuces.